Hey guys, hope you're doing well. I wanted to share this with you. A lot of you guys have been asking me in recent weeks about your email marketing, and it's been a topic of discussion on our coaching calls. And I wanted to share some ideas, some suggestions with you. I'm just going to share screen and run you through a few things. And look, just take these as ideas, as suggestions, as things that you can take and run with. They might also just give you inspiration. It's that they obviously aren't going to be a 100% fit for every type of potential customer, but I'll show you what that means in a second. And I guess what I would encourage you to do, a lot of you who do have like some kind of an email marketing strategy in place, it might not be a great one, and it might be, and the conversations I have with tour and activity business owners, in my program in the community are generally and often something along the lines of, yeah, we do have, an email marketing strategy, but it's, we do a newsletter. It takes us a long time. We can't measure the results on it or anything like that. I don't like to be too spammy. I'm not really quite sure what sort of stuff to send out. I don't know how to segment my audience. So there's, a bunch of things like that. So I guess what I would say is that I would encourage all of you guys to have fun with your business. I would encourage all of you to see it as a bit of a blank canvas as far as your marketing goes, just to try stuff, and see what works and what doesn't work. And to be sort of decisive and resourceful just play around with things and zero in on things that work. And your numbers will tell you what's working and what's not working. And it's sometimes a bit scary and a bit nerve-wracking, a bit overwhelming to kind of get your message out there into the world. And people are often worried about annoying people, about unsubscribe rates and things like that. And the way I see it is, and this is just me, get thick skin, because for everyone out there who says, who the hell are you, get out of my inbox, there's someone who says, oh, wow, this is amazing, tell me more. So your sort of philosophy could and should be, let's say there's 10% of people out there who are going to love your message and are going to want to be a part of your tribe. There's going to be 10% who just don't freaking like you and want you to get out of their inbox and maybe even abuse you and want to know how you got their contact details and then there's going to be a whole bunch in the middle. All right, so. Yeah, you just got to play around with things. You just monitor your numbers, your open rates, your click-through rates, your unsubscribe rates. Certainly in the strategies that I'm going to talk about, the amount of people that are responding to you. That's really, really important. As I say, I get responses every day. I might get one email who says, no interest in what you do. The next one might be, stop sending me emails. The next one might be, oh my God, I can't believe I found you. How can we work together? So, you know what I mean? That's just the way it works in my experience. Okay, so I'm going to share screen and I'll run you through a couple of ideas that you might be able to take and run with, tweak, iterate, and we'll see how we go. What I would say actually, while I'm sharing screen, is that I don't necessarily have a preference. Correction, I've got a preference as to the type of email delivery service that you use. I use Connect 365 and I like them because they're really easy to use. They set up automated email campaigns, and this gives you an insight here into open rates. So check that out. This is just emails that I've sent out to campaigns. And I'm just going to crunch these numbers out on my calculator right now as we speak. You can see here that 1,316 divided by 2186. That is a 60% open rate, okay, which is pretty cool to have 60% of people open your email. So that's like, the last probably the week, 10 days, 70 people replied to my email. So they're really, really cool. And you can set up some great automated campaigns that I've got a separate lesson in the program showing you how to do that. All right. So here's some of the stuff that I'm doing. And I think that you could improvise to suit your own needs. All right, so I've got a few different types of campaigns that you might be interested in using. I'm going to pop this Google Doc into the program as well, and you call them what you want, but this is the way. And I was taught this stuff, so this is not me inventing this stuff. I was taught it because it works. All right, so The first email campaign I got here is a hidden goldmine campaign. And that is used to kind of revive, bring to life people on your list that you haven't heard from for a while, start conversations. Ultimately, what you want to do is start conversations, get people to raise their hand. So you might have a prospect who you think's a prospect, and then they'll turn into a lead, then they'll turn into a customer. So a prospect turning into a lead is when someone raises their hand and says, hey, I have a problem to solve, or hey, tell me more, I'm interested, something like that, okay? They're the ones you want to turn into customers. So the first one does just that, the hidden goldmine campaign. Just 2 emails, really simple. And these campaigns, I'm going to show you 3 different types of campaigns. I have kind of tweaked them really quickly just to resonate with a travel agent, but you need to use common sense here with these campaigns, and it would need to be iterated to suit your audience, your potential type of customer. Let's say if it was a corporate decision maker, or let's say it was a cruise agent, or let's say you're a multi-day operator and it was for a direct customer that booked one of your trips, a couple of years ago. All right. So you need to really think about your audience, set up campaigns. And I would recommend, let's say you're a tour and activity business that serves, you're trying to grow agent business, you're trying to grow direct business from like new and existing customers, and you're trying to grow corporate business, for reward and recognition programs or company retreats or whatever. You'd have 3 different campaigns. Okay. Hidden goldmine for agents, hidden goldmine for corporate. I'm sure you understand what I'm saying. So this first one, let's just say I've tweaked this to kind of suit an agent, okay, that's on your list and has been for a while. So simple, email 1, just first name. Hey, first name, been a while since we touched base. You're still interested in, and then, suggested content here. Uncovering new and exciting tours and activities down here in Australia. But you insert something relevant there. I'm working on a couple of new and exciting new blah, blah, blah. Want to see if I can keep you on the list. So that's the first one. Then the second one would be 7 days later. And that would be just a kind of a follow-up. Should I keep you on my inner circle list for updates on this? So you just want people to respond, and you just want to get a conversation started. Hey, Josh, look, that sounds great. Keep me on the list and I can start a conversation. No worries, how's business? And then ultimately, hopefully get them onto a phone call and turn them into long-term customers. So that's a pretty simple campaign, and use it to revive a list, okay? I'll just start engagement with people that have been lurking for some time. LinkedIn engagement campaign. Now, you guys in my program would have seen this lesson here in week 3. I'm just going to pull it up. Week 3, which is all the way down here. Growing your email list through LinkedIn prospecting. All right. So you've seen that. So this applies to that lesson. Okay. So where are we? No, there we go. Lots of stuff open. Okay. So the first one is great to connect. So you just connected with someone on LinkedIn, and you've got this kind of formulate, generic, and this, you'd obviously use your, I don't know what they call it, it depends which campaign, but it could be like merge tags in MailChimp or something else, where you have the company name automatically dropped into the email, okay? And from time to time, I might check in and share, and then, you potentially could say some things that my network is finding valuable, okay? So that's just the first one, like, hey, great to connect, to get a conversation started. Next one, 7 days apart, bit of a gift. I hope everything's going well, thought you might like this. And this could be something you wrote, or it could be something you found, okay? So suggested here, hidden gems that most people don't know about, blah, blah, blah. Here's the link, so the link to the article that you wrote or you found, and if you wrote it, you could say this. I particularly enjoyed sharing my insights into blah, blah, blah. Something, you get it, all right? I'm not going to walk through every single line of the email, but I'm sure if you've got any questions, you can reach out to me. 7 days later, I'm just suggesting 7 days later. You don't want to pepper people with email too often. Would this make sense to you? Love to line up a quick call, see if we might help each other out. with our common experience in recommended insert, tours and travel experiences. I'm sure we'd have a very productive conversation. So that's that. And then the follow-up email a week later, just following up on the message I sent, and you're just doing like the subject would be an RE, reply. So that's that next campaign. And ultimately you want to get people by this point either saying, please, I don't want to hear from you again, or because you would put an unsubscribe message in there like this one, which I didn't actually do there, but I'll just do that now. Oh yeah, no, I did do it, sorry. So that's that one. All right. And then you want to get conversations started with corporate, with direct, with agents. Okay. And then the next one is a long-term nurture. And that's longer. That's 30 days apart. Okay. And the long-term nurture is for people that go through this campaign. Okay. If you've dropped them into this campaign and you have not heard from them, you should tag them to get dropped automatically after this campaign finishes into the long-term nurture campaign. All right. Really important, whether it's automated by them hitting unsubscribe or whether it's simply just a reply and let me know you don't want to hear from me. Anyone who replies to you should get pulled out of this campaign. Let me think that through. No, if they've said, don't want to hear from you, of course they're pulled out. If they've said, great, let's jump on a call, they should get pulled out because ideally you're going to want to get on in a conversation with them. But if they're just like, hey, thanks, that sound, thanks for that, that article you sent, then you could still send them through to this campaign. But you got to remember to pull people out, okay? And that's where like your virtual assistant comes in handy, all right, to manage this process. So the long-term nurture, again, you need to really think about your business. I have suggested a 11 email long-term nurture campaign. So that would be 11 months worth. Remembering, if people respond with something other than, hey, great, nice to hear from you, thanks for that, they stay in the campaign. But hey, let's have a conversation, pull them out. Hey, don't want to hear from you, pull them out, okay? So I'm not going to run through every email because some of them will be like, I can use this specific email exactly as it is for my business. Others will be, oh yeah, I get what Josh is saying. I might need to sort of adapt it to fit my audience, okay? But that is a campaign that works, all right? The people who taught me this, they believe that something like 80% of people who get dropped into this campaign will respond to you by email 4, okay? With a, hey, let's have a conversation, or with a, here's a problem I've got, or hey, this is something that I find interesting, or a please stop sending me emails. Okay. So that, and look, just to reiterate, I encourage all of you to be growing your list using the strategies I've taught you in that lesson, and just to play around with your email marketing. Have fun. Don't be afraid to rub people up the wrong way and pull them out of a campaign. Remember, 10% will buy, 10% will troll you. Okay. And just have fun and just test things, play around with it. But there's 3 campaigns that you should be able to sort of have a play around with. Again, I use Connect 365. I find it great, and it's been really successful for me. They've also got some great templates, campaign templates, but you could definitely use MailChimp, Mailshake, Mailflare, Create Send. There's all kinds of platforms. And what I also would suggest for all of you is that get some support if you need to set things up. I've got a guy that I use in Bangladesh for all of my email marketing support, everything related to Google Workspace, email campaigns, anything I'm not sure of, I just get him to help me set it up. And he's like $6 an hour, super responsive. And for anyone who needs support, don't try to figure it out for yourself. Just get some support. Have someone in your A list, your A team, I guess, people that can help you figure stuff out, so you don't have to figure it out for yourself. Costing you a couple of bucks an hour, And to do that, you would jump in here to week 2 in the program and get that solution in place. You can get it in place in 30 minutes. That's going to save you hundreds of hours of figuring it out. Okay. So I hope that helps, and I'll drop this into the program, as you guys will see shortly.
That will be our